What's up, Air Academy? I'm Brody Andrew, and welcome back to this week's edition of Air Academy News.
And I'm Luke McClellan. Today we have an action-packed show that has everything from club highlights to sports updates. Plus, we have a brand new teacher introduction. So without further ado, let's jump right into it.
Winter sports is coming to a close, and the start of spring sports is nipping its heels. There's an assortment of sports beginning such as boys baseball, girls and boys lacrosse, girls soccer, boys swim and dive, track, and girls tennis. All of these are just starting up here, so go out and support your fellow cadets. But if you can't, make sure to check out our live streams of baseball, boys and girls lacrosse, and girls soccer on the Air Academy Student Media YouTube page or KARDO plus 13.3. All eyes will be on our first baseball live stream of the season. It's on April 8th at 4 p.m. versus rivals Cheyenne Mountain.
With the end of the school year coming up, the Student Council held their annual election to decide leadership for next year. Students submitted video applications that were available to the student body. The election was held in early March, and the positions were announced this week. Marina Schneckel was up for student body president and won in a landslide victory. She is excited for the opportunity to represent her fellow cadets and increase transparency between StuCo and the student body.
I'm very excited. I've been wanting this position for a while now, and I'm really excited. The election campaigning process was a little stressful, but I'm glad I did it, and yeah.
On Friday, March 7th, Air Academy High School hosted Drive Smart Colorado for an engaging and educational event aimed to reduce road incidents among teens. Serving 13 high schools in the Colorado Springs area, Drive Smart Colorado captivated students with interactive games and activities designed to promote safe driving habits. This initiative is especially urgent in the El Paso County, as it ranks in top 3 for roadway fatalities, with unsafe behavior behind the wheel being the leading cause of deaths for teenagers. By fostering awareness and encouraging responsible choices, Drive Smart Colorado is helping shape a safer future for young drivers.
Keep each other accountable. You care about each other. We all are behind the wheel. We all have to get to places, and we care about it. Just care about one another. So what does that mean? That means not getting on your phones. It means designating a texter. It means not speeding. Impairment is never an option. And just, like I said, keeping each other accountable, giving each other support to make those safe choices, safe behaviors behind the wheel.
Recently, Air Academy put on a musical called Guys and Dolls, which was created by Ave Burrows and Joe Swirler. This musical is inspired by 2 short stories written by Damon Runyon. The stories it is based on are called The Idol of Miss Sarah Brown and Blood Pressure. The musical tells a fun and exciting story about a lively and noisy group of gamblers, gangsters, and colorful showgirls. They all get together to play a wild game of chance, where they take risks and try their luck. But in the middle of all the excitement and noise, something wonderful happens. Love begins to emerge and surprises everyone involved. Many cadets came to enjoy the show on March 13th, 14th, and 15th. In total, over 1,000 people attended the performances, and it was an amazing show, full of energy and surprises, and everyone had a great time. Brian Hoyt was a janitor here at Air Academy for over 15 years. He was extremely kind, humble, and most of all, committed to his job. He impacted the halls of Air Academy, not only by keeping them clean and safe, but also with the warmness of his smile. Students and staff of Air Academy remember generosity when they think of Brian and his love for his favorite football team, the Green Bay Packers. In 2023, Brian was diagnosed with cancer and had to step away from Air Academy to focus on his health and recovery. But during the 2024 and 2025 school year, Brian returned to the school and the community who loved him and his family greatly. B Building is named after his father, Glenn Hoyt, and his legacy is forever on the walls of Air Academy. However, on March 13th of 2025, Brian sadly passed away.
Brian was a hardworking, dedicated, absolutely loved Air Academy. I'll talk a little bit more about that, but he loved Air Academy, and he was always on time. He'd always hard worker, loved being outside, loved doing work outside, and loved the fields and just being around Air Academy. He loved it.
While we're on the subject of spring break, maybe we're sticking around the Springs and just putting in a neutral for the break.
Cooper Markley is here with our local forecast. What's up, Coop?
Thanks, guys. I know a lot of y'all are heading out of town for spring break, but if you're staying, you are in luck. Despite the blizzard conditions this past week, we'll have fantastic weather next week, with highs in the 60s and lows in the 40s. Everyone have a great spring break.
Now, taking a step away from Air Academy, let's take a larger look around and see what's going on nationally with our National Link segment. Today, let's look how the U.S. government budget layoffs are impacting Air Academy students. With the new government administration office, the White House has new priorities. One of these is the U.S. budget. Government officials are trying various methods to lighten the country's trillion-dollar debt load. One method they are using is mass layoffs of federal employees, with almost 100,000 government workers have been let go and almost 200,000 jobs eliminated in the U.S. On top of this, many Air Academy students have parents who are facing termination. If that's you, don't keep all these emotions inside, and know that you can always talk to one of your school counselors about it. Having a parent lose a job or in danger of losing the job is a really difficult thing to go through, but you don't have to deal with this all alone. There's always help.
So, but that's our role, is to help someone feel as comfortable as they can, and just going through that time, having someone to talk to and be supportive is what we would aim to do.
Now, let's move on to something a little more controversial. It's time for our hot take segment, and this week, we're tackling the Senior Assassin.
For those who may not know, Senior Assassin is an annual game in which seniors compete to eliminate each other by tagging each other with squirt guns. It sounds fun, but there are a lot of safety concerns that come along with it, with students taking the game way too far, with sneaking around in the dark or chasing people around. Amaya is here with more. What's up, Amaya?
Thanks, Brody. Every high school has a tradition that seniors participate in, whether it's senior night, senior skip day, or senior pranks. These senior-only activities are a great way to make memories in your last year of high school. This is also the case for Air Academy. The students at Air Academy have a fun tradition called Senior Assassin. Each team is made up of 3 people and has a $30 entry fee. Teams will hunt other teams with Life 360 and will squirt others with water guns to get them out. Assassins cannot be eliminated when wearing floaties or goggles. It will all come to a head in May or when all but one team is eliminated, and they will win the prize pot, which is currently holding $2,285. Anything with this much money involved will always be controversial. But this year, people are wondering if Senior Assassin is a dangerous or a fun tradition.
Now, I do know that there are times, like especially right at the beginning, when everybody's crazy and figuring out all their details, and it's pretty distracting for classes and teachers, but that doesn't last forever. And I don't know. I just think it's adorable.
There are many different perspectives on the tradition, but the allure of winning big bucks can sometimes lead to bad decision making, which has happened more than a few times during the competition.
I've been involved where someone has been shooting us while we were in a moving vehicle, which caused us to get into a minor accident, which is not very fair.
What some may view as a souped-up version of tag has raised concerns from those in the law enforcement world when the games can be misperceived as legitimate threats.
A target doesn't know it's a game. Their fear, a 911 call, those are real. Now, police involvement is unavoidable and escalating that situation, and more specifically, liability. If someone is hurt, accidentally or otherwise, the organizers, participants, even the school could face serious legal consequences.
With neutral, positive, and negative perspectives, there is not much more we can say on the topic of Senior Assassin. So, we leave it up to the watcher. What do you think Senior Assassin is? Dangerous or a fun tradition? Brody, back to you.
Now it's time to meet some fresh faces here at Air Academy. This year, a new teacher is joining us in the Spanish department, Mr. Matazuki.
Mr. Matazuki is teaching Spanish here at Air Academy, and he's already been a hit with his students. We caught up with him to find out why he loves teaching so much and his goals for the school year.
Bienvenido to this week's segment of Fresh Faces, where we highlight new additions to the Air Academy staff. This week, we will be featuring Mr. Matazuki, our new Spanish teacher from California. He grew up an hour outside of the Mexican border and has been teaching for 3 years, one at Lewis Palmer, another at Roaring Fork High School, and his current year here at Air Academy. Though he hasn't been here long, he is beloved by his students and appreciates Air Academy's fun and respectful culture.
This might sound cliche, but I think the Spanish teachers I've had kind of inspired me because just of how much the connection you can make between other people with languages.
Today in Club Spotlight, we're featuring the Future Business Leaders of America, or FBLA. This club has been working hard preparing for the upcoming state competition, where they'll compete in everything from public speaking to business plan presentations.
So we caught up with some club officers to find out what's kept them so busy.
FBLA, or Future Business Leaders of America, is a club and community aimed at building and encouraging future business leaders. FBLA allows for students to learn how to manage and promote a business, which is not typically learned in high school, while not affecting daytime courses. The club consists of around 100 students each year and took 59 kids to state in Anaheim, California this year. DECA and FBLA often get confused with one another. President Kennedy Evers shared about the differences between the two.
DECA specifically is marketing focused, so you have to be in a marketing class, and not all students, especially a lot of our high achieving students, have time for that in their schedule. So FBLA provides a club-based program for that, so they can join the club and not have to be in a class.
Now, let's shift gears and rev up our engines for our next segment, Alum Tracker. Today, we're shining the spotlight on one of our very own former students who's one of the top motorsports racers in the Springs. A family man, a dream, a need for speed. Dan Novembre started racing 17 short years ago and has since gone on to become a multi-time gold medalist and father of 5. Dan's time at Air Academy was one marked by friendship, great education, and fun. After graduating in the class of '98, he attended the Colorado School of Mines and pursued a degree in mechanical engineering. Once he scored a career, Dan was able to pursue his childhood dream of racing, his favorite track being Pikes Peak Raceway. Dan is currently sponsored by Overdrive, Ting Internet, and more. While racing isn't his primary job, Dan says he's known since childhood that this is what he wanted to do, and his career in engineering goes hand in hand with racing.
I think the engineering side of trying to do something that's one challenging, but trying to figure out how to go faster. My mind's kind of always thinking about kind of the next thing to do to be faster and do better and try to win.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about personal finance. The first topic we're going to talk about is budgeting, right? Fun stuff. So when we talk about budgeting, what would we do with our first paycheck? How about you, Tadra?
Save.
Interesting.
Save all day.
Okay.
All I do is save.
Okay, looking for something a little different.
SAVE.
Okay, just like what we talked about.
I save everything.
I'm Janine Guaidu. Welcome to this edition of Culture Kitchen. I'm here with
Alina Tuz.
And we're making
Russian salad called vinaigrette.
I'm so excited to taste this dish. It looks amazing. What's in it?
So this is a very cultural dish in Russia, and it's made with mostly ingredients that you can grow on the farm or something like that. We have cabbage, we have 2 beets, we have 4 to 5 potatoes, we have 2 carrots, we have like 5 to 6 pickles in there, some onion and peas, and of course this is all kind of seasoned with olive oil.
This is like a really unique dish. Can you tell me where it's from?
So I'm Tatar, and this dish is from Russia. It is a mix of Russian and Mongol culture, which is pretty cool in my opinion. So this dish is made mostly for the long times of work, either in the field or riding a horse, just like Mongols do. And it is prepared cold, specifically for that reason, so that you do not need a heating source to actually make and eat it. You can store it cold, and it's very good for big and long outings in the wild.
What's your best memory with this dish?
So one of my best memories with this dish is probably cooking it with my mother. It is a dish that we usually make for some kind of celebratory events, such as maybe the New Year's or holidays, or whenever we feel like we need to celebrate something, really. And that is why it really brings the kind of like feeling of celebration and happiness in my heart.
So I know that this is your second year here at Air Academy. What's it like transitioning from such a unique place?
I would say I really am lucky to be here. I would say I really am enjoying this environment because Air Academy lets me experience so many other cultures with so many other people. Where I'm originally from, there's also a lot of cultures, so in my opinion, it's really great that Air Academy also houses this kind of like familiar environment for me.
Now it's time for everyone's favorite part, tasting the dish. This is like actually amazing. Like it's so richly flavored with a lot of like pickle and onion, and it's just so good. If you like something that's light but still very flavorful, I would totally recommend this dish. That's it for Culture Kitchen. Thank you so much, Elena, for being here.
Thank you for inviting me. Bye.
Well, that's all, folks. We hope you enjoyed hearing about all the exciting things at Air Academy. And be sure to join us next week for more updates, and also check out the upcoming Kadet Sports Live Games of the Week. The crew is taking a rest during spring break, but they'll be back on April 5th with the girls soccer versus Grandview.
About 2 weeks ago, I got the opportunity to commentate for the boys lacrosse game and got to see you in action, and that was so fun to be a part of. But anyways, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and as always,
Kadet!